What is going on, guys? It's Gospel Gamer here. We are back on Steins Gate 0. And after that whole palaver of the last episode, the police took us into custody. We were taken to the police station and questioned until late into the night. The sun was about to rise by the time we left. The police took me home in a patrol car. Dr. Leskinen and Maho were having the police take them back to their hotel in Waco, so we split up in front of the police station. We never did find out why the man attacked us. Or the zombie. Time for Suzuha. She felt dizzy. That's strange, Suzuha thought. She stopped moving. Since she was in the middle of a sidewalk, the other pedestrians looked irritated as they moved around her. She took a deep breath and waited for a moment, but she felt dizzy. She still felt dizzy, sorry. Actually, she was finding it difficult to stand. Was she hallucinating, or was the whole world starting to get blurry? All the noise of the city around her suddenly felt very far away, and it was like she was diving underwater. Was this the reading Steiner ability that Uncle Ocarina had talked about? Was she starting to acquire it too? And then she realised how warm she felt. The truth hit her. Probably are sick, yeah. She somehow managed to stagger back to the lab. It seemed she was worse off than she thought. If she could have, she would have fallen to her knees right there. During the war and afterwards, she joined up with her dad's organisation. She'd been hurt badly enough to go into a coma several times, but this is the first time something like this had happened since she'd become a time traveller. She looked up at the second floor. The lights were on. She felt honestly relieved to know her dad was there. She walked up the stairs. The door was unlocked. She didn't have the energy to speak, so she tried to silently take off her shoes, and then she tripped. She fell forward. Rintaro was in the room. He saw her and ran over. She rubbed her knee and tried to stand up, but staggered again and fell into Ritaru's arms. When she heard those voices, Suzuha finally realised that Yuki and Mayuri were also in the room. She let her guard down, she realised. Yuki seemed unconcerned by Suzuha's obvious uneasiness. She walked over with a serious expression on her face. Yuki brushed her bangs aside and put her own forehead up against Suzuha's. Suzuha's heart started pounding. She had distant memories of her mother doing this before. Daru put his big hand up to Suzuha's cheek as well. What if it's not cold? Suzuha used the last of her energy to reach the sofa. She collapsed on top of it and closed her eyes. Calm down, she told herself. Wow. I like the way he feels the need to say he doesn't. Suzuha kept her eyes shut as she complained. As she listened to the conversation going on around her, Suzuha felt a cold towel on her forehead.
悪いね、まゆ姉さん。気にしないで。
僕ちょっと風邪薬買ってくるからしばらく寄ろう。
いってらっしゃい。鈴葉さん、起きられますか？お兄さんが戻ってくる前に着替えだけ済ませてしまいます。
Music stops. What's going to happen now? Suzuha opened her eyes. Yuki was standing over her and looking down.
いや、このままでいいよ。今までもそうしてきたし。
In fact, before Suzuha became a time traveler, there were many times where she'd been unable to rest even if she was sick. Many times she wasn't able to change clothes or even lie down. Compared to that, this was a lot nicer.
ダメです。風邪は引き始めが肝心ですよ。でもじゃありません。早く脱いで。
Yuki was a little more forceful than usual. She tried to take Suzuha's clothes off. Suzuha jumped up, surprised.
わかった。やるよ。自分でやる。汗びっしょり。まゆりちゃん、乾いたタオルはある？ああ、はい、これ。
Yuki took the towel that Mayuri had brought from the shower room and gently wiped the sweat off Suzuha's forehead and neck.
くすぐったい。少し我慢してください。子供じゃないんだから。けど、
Suzuha shook as she was rubbed with the towel. She wasn't used to being touched, and this was the first time since she was very young that anyone had done this to her.
もういい。自分でやるってば。別に遠慮しなくても。遠慮とかじゃないから。
Suzuha grabbed the towel from Yuki. Trying her best to hide herself from the gaze of the other two, she took off her clothes and wiped away the sweat. Her face felt really hot. She didn't know if it was because of the fever or not, but she was finding it difficult to think straight.
これで、はい、よくできました。あとはこれを着てください。
She grabbed a new pair of underwear and clothes for Yuki. Still trying to hide herself, she put them on. When she lay back down on the sofa, Yuki put a blanket on her.
まゆりちゃん、このお部屋って洗濯機はないんだっけ？いつもそれで困るんだよ。まゆし、後でコインランドリーへ行ってくるね。そんなことまでしてくれなくていいってば。こういう時はお互い様ですよ。そうだよ、すずさん。お腹は空いてます？何か食べられそうですか？
It's very important that you eat when you're ill. Very important. Suzuha looked at Yuki, then Mayuri, and was about to mumble another refusal, but in the end she gave up and pulled the blanket up to her nose. This was really hard.
お腹はそんなに。でも薬を飲む前に食べておかないと。おかゆなんかどうかな。それいいね。じゃあすぐに作りますから、ちゃんと寝ていてくださいね。
Yuki's acting like a mother for her. It must be really hard for Suzuha around this like sort of things happening. That's really strange. Itaru came back from the drugstore a while later. He was really out of breath. He must have gone running there and back. You're only exhausted because you never exercise, she thought to herself. But for some reason the sight of her exhausted father may have made her happy, and she quickly shook her head.
ご苦労様、ダル君。これからおかゆ作るんだ。それを食べたら薬を飲ませてあげてください。
Okie dokie.
Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Itaru walked over to Suzuha as he answered.
具合はどうなん？
よくない。
やっぱ疲れが溜まってたんだな。鈴葉が休んでるとこ見たことないし。
我ながら情けないよ。私、ここにいない方がいいかもしれない。どこかで気が緩んでたんだ。父さんがいて まゆ姉さんがいてルミ姉さんがいていつの間にか
I would be careful because I'm pretty certain that Yuki's still there.
そのせいで時々任務を忘れそうになる。なんだかこの温かい時間がいつまでも続くんじゃないかって錯覚しそうになったり。
It won't though. It won't continue forever. Eventually it'll turn bad.
このまま戦争なんて起きないんじゃないかってふと考えてしまったり、普通の女の子と同じような暮らしに憧れてしまいそうになったり。
Well, if you complete your mission, there'll be no need for you to come back, so you would be living your life as a normal girl.
それのどこが悪いって言うん？
When Daru spoke, his face was actually serious for once, and he was looking straight into Suzuha's eyes. It was the face of the father she knew so well, the man who was always there for her.
ここを出てどこへ行くつもりなんだよ。
それはマシンの中とか。
あんなところにずっといられるわけないだろ。
でも
あんなところに娘をずっと置いておけるわけないだろ。
とさ。
For a moment, Suzuha was about to cry. She squeezed the blanket as hard as she could to stop herself, and then...
おっと、なんかマジレスしちゃった。
Get hold of Toru.
とにかく僕は可愛い子と一緒にいられるのが嬉しくて、こっそりハーハーしたりクンカクンカするのが楽しい。
Okay, now that's just creepy.
特に風で汗まみれになってる女の子は大好物です。
That's a little bit strange, mate.
やめて。
だったら早く直すといいよ。僕にハスハスされるのが嫌だったらね。
Okay, that's really, really creepy.
わかったよ。
Suzuha whispered back a response and turned away from Itaru, pulled the blanket closer, sorry.
もしかして今の僕の言葉でトラウマ解消しちゃった？好感度アップ？
バカなこと言ってると治ってからひどい目に遭わせるよ。
ブーツ履いてゴリゴリ踏んづけるとかそういう？
The fuck?
指と爪の間にいろいろ刺す。
Ah, oh god, that sounds painful.
ください、すみません。
She could smell the pleasant scent of Mayuri and Yuki's cooking from the kitchen.
なあ、鈴葉、そろそろ教えてくんないかな。僕にも手伝えることあるかもしんないし。
後で二人きりになったら話すよ。
あ、うん。それでもいいけど。
まゆ姉さんには聞かせられない話なの。
Oh yeah, because she's looking for her daughter, yeah, Kagari. Yeah, there was no way she could tell Mayuri. Three days later. Suzuha was still sick. Yuki came over every day with Mayuri to check on her. Because of this, Suzuha was able to eat nutritious food and her fever had gone down. Now all was left was to get her strength back. But still, Yuki kept telling her she needed to lie down. This meant that, for better or worse, Suzuha spent the whole day on the sofa, half asleep. Somewhere in a half-awake mind, she heard a terribly off-key tune. Since she also heard the sound of falling water, it was probably coming from the shower room.
これ何の歌だっけ？ねえ、母さん。
Suzuha had heard it when she was very young. Her mother had been singing it just like she was now. But what exactly the song was about, she just couldn't remember.
もう起きなきゃ。いつまでも寝てられない。
But even when she tried to open her eyes, they just wouldn't move. Her body must have needed more rest. Maybe Yuki was right and she needs to lay down some more. She moaned and twisted slightly. When she did, the blanket fell to the floor. She didn't feel like she had the energy to pick it up. She could sense something standing up from the desk where Rintaro always uses the PC. Whoever they were, they came over and put the blanket back on.
マヨネーさんの匂い。
Weirdly, Mayuri always smelled good even when she wasn't using perfume. It was a slightly sweet smell, like a pale white flower. It was a scent that had held her all night on that distant day in the future when she'd lost her mother. Suzuha pulled her legs inside the blanket and grabbed onto her knees like a baby in the womb. Memories went in and out of her mind as she lay there half asleep.
ママは痛い思いとかしたのかな。苦しい思いとかしたのかな。
Shit, that's so fucking sad. Oh, Steins Gate, why are you so sad? She suddenly remembered what Kagari had said to her after they travelled through time. 2036, the day that she left. At the last second, Mayuri had looked at Suzuha and Kagari inside the time machine and smiled. It was just like the gentle smile on Suzuha's mother's face when she died protecting her daughter.
起こしちゃった？うん。ちょっと前から起きてた。何か食べる？うん。
After she said yes, Suzuha snapped back to reality. She was getting weaker. When she realised that she forced a sick body off the sofa, her head shook and she had to stop herself from falling forwards. But she grabbed the back of the sofa and managed to stand on her own 2 feet.
ダメだよ。そんな急に起きちゃう。もう平気。迷惑かけたね、マユ姉さん。迷惑だなんてそんなことないよ。
Mayuri went to the kitchen and turned on the burner underneath one of the pots. The sound and smells of bubbling stew filled the whole lab. Mayuri mixed it with a ladle and stopped every once in a while to taste it. She turned towards Suzuha and smiled.
大成功だよ。マユ姉さんが作ったの？うん。ユキさんのおかげでマユシーの腕はめきめき上達しているのです。兄さんは？ メイクインに行ったよ。その後はバイトなんだって。そっか。あ、タルくんがいないからって夜出かけようとか思ってるでしょ。ダメだよ。平気。
No, you're not. You're getting worse.
そういうこと言うとユキさんに叱ってもらっちゃうから。え？私がどうかしたの？
The curtain to the bathroom opened and Yuki came out. Her skin was just a little flush.
すずさんがね、寝ていてくれないのです。まあ、ダメですよ、すずはさん。うん。あと1日、おとなしくしていること、いいですか？うん。
Suzuha's answer was less than enthusiastic, but she gave in to Yuki's glare and sat back down on the sofa.
はい。 そのまま横になって。わかったよ。
She pouted and slumped down on the sofa, then pulled the blanket on top of her. Suzuha was capable of talking back to Big Sis Mayuri, but she would never be able to talk back to Yuki.
何？すずさんってそうしてると可愛いなーって。今の姿をダルくんに見せたらちょっと危ないかも。
That's just weird.
時々本当に兄弟なのかなって。
Oh my god, that is so weird. So creepy.
あれれ、すずはさん、もしかして照れてます？照れてなんかいない。本当に？当たり前だろ。なんで私が。と言いつつ照れてるすずさんってやっぱりか。萌えだね、萌え。うるさいな。
Poor Suzuha. Suzuha couldn't say anything, so she just had to turn away.
さてと、マヤシーはそろそろアルバイトに行かなきゃ。シチューは食べていかないの？ ルバイトの帰りにもう一回ここに寄るつもりなんだ。その時にじゃあサラダか何か作っておいてあげる。一緒に食べて。ありがとうユキさん。楽しみにしてるね。
Bye, Mayushi. Mayuri told Susie one more time that she needed to keep lying down, and then for Mei Kui Nyan Yan. Yuki went to the kitchen and added a few seasonings to the stew Mayuri had made, and then turned off the burner.
あ、そうだ。鈴葉さん、汗かいてるでしょ。食事の前に体拭いておきましょうか。え、いいって言ってるじゃないか。
Yuki wanted to do stuff like that every day, and each time Suzuha frantically refused.
無理でもちゃんときれいにしておかなくちゃ。昨日も一昨日もやったんだからいいって。1週間や2週間くらい放っておいても死ぬわけじゃないし。1週間ってそんなのダメです、ダメです。
Yuki hurried into the shower room.
あのさ、自分でできるから。そういうこと言う人に限っていつまでもやらないんですよね。
That is true.
そんなことダメです。
Yuki came back with a bowl filled with hot water and a towel. She could be stubborn when she got this way. Suzuha had learned that well over the past 3 days. Yuki was just like the mother she remembered. She slowly and uneasily stood up, and then she took off her top, trying her best not to let Yuki see her skin.
女の子同士なんだからそんなに恥ずかしがらなくても構わないだろ、別に。背中だけ私が拭いてあげますね。いい、子供じゃないんだからできる。でもちゃんと拭けないと思うし。いいってば。
Yuki seemed a little shocked, but she quickly handed over the hot, wet towel.
ごめんなさい。触られるのが嫌な人もいますよね。私こそ悪かった。大きな声出し。お湯テーブルの上に置いておきますから。夕飯の支度しちゃいます。
Yuki walked off dejected. Once Suzuha saw that she was focused on finished cooking, she slid behind the curtain into the back part of the room. She used a towel and washbowl to wipe herself down. She couldn't let Yuki see her body. There were scars, both old and new, all over her, and burn marks that might never heal. To her, these wounds were like medals from the vicious battles she'd survived, but she didn't care, and she didn't care who saw them. But she didn't want to let the mother who'd given birth to her, or rather would give birth to her, see them. Especially not the dozens of pale white marks around her breasts.
母さん。
She still remembered that nightmarish day. The bullets which had killed her mum had lost their power as they passed through her organs, but still managed to dig into Suzuha's skin. And when they did, they were covered in her mother's blood and flesh. Fucking hell. The scars would probably never heal completely. To Suzuha, they were her mother's grave. Fucking hell, that's dark. She shook her head to try and get the nightmare out of her mind. She took her bottoms off too, and then wiped herself clean all the way down to her toes, and then put on a new pair of underwear. It was only after she finished putting on a newly cleaned underwear that she felt human again. I said underwear, I meant to say clothes. When she came back, Yuki was putting bowls filled with stew and salad on the table. Their eyes met and an awkward silence filled the room.
できました。
Yuki broke the silence first.
ありがとう。どのくらい食べますか？いや、いいよ。それくらいは私がやる。
Suzuha just put just enough stew and salad for her meal onto her own plate, and then made a plate for Yuki as well.
すみません。いや、こっちこそ食事の用意なんてさせて。具合が悪い時はお互い様と言ったはずですよ。食べ終わったらちゃんと薬も飲んでくださいね。
The two sat on the sofa and filled their mouths with the stew and salad. The stew had a mild, gentle flavour, and it felt something. It felt like something Mayuri would make.
ずいぶん上達したでしょ、まゆりちゃん。缶詰をただ温めただけとか、そういう大したもんだね。鈴葉さんもやってみません？教えますよ。私はいいよ。柄じゃないし。そんなことないと思いますけど。もういつ
Man, mother and daughter bonding is still a little bit strange when they're both like the same age, sort of thing, and it's back in time and she can't say anything. God damn it.
ようなこと言ってた。そうでしたっけ？うん。
And then the conversation ceased for a time. Suzuha slurped down her stew. She had terrible manners and tried to come up with something to talk about. This time it was Suzuha's turn to break the silence. After what she just remembered, she couldn't bear to be silent around Yuki.
さっきの歌だけどさ、あれ、なんだっけ？歌？シャワールームで、ほら。もしかして歌ってました？恥ずかしい。下手なのに歌うの好きだからつい口ずさんじゃうんですよね。
I think a lot of people do that.
別に上手い下手なんて気にしなくていいと思うけど、何の歌だったか思い出せなくてさ。実は私もなんですよ。
It's just a tune.
だけ覚えてるというか、子供の頃に流行った教育番組の歌か何かだとは思うんですけど、役に立てなくてすみません。鈴葉さんはいつ頃あの歌を？
Oh, that's not a good question.
子供の時かな。母さんがよく歌ってくれたよ。優しそうな人ですもんね。
She is. She's right next to her right now. The conversation flowed so naturally that she didn't think about how she responded. 25% CG unlocked, no idea what that means. A second later, she realised what she'd said, and then she stared at her mother.
どうしました？私の母さん。どういうことって、おとといお見かけしまして。ですから、おとといここを訪ねていらしたんです。
What?
そんなバカな。お母さんが来たらおかしいんですか？
Who has claimed to be her mum?
だって。
What? That's weird. There was no way she could say that her mother was right in front of her. Confused, she fell silent. Yuki, for her part, must have come to some conclusion about the reason for Suzuha's reaction. She started to stammer and fidget.
ごめんなさい。私何も知らなくて、もしかしてお母さんとの間に何か？いや、喧嘩をして家出してるとか、そういうわけ。
This is confusing now.
今にして思えばなんか変ですよね。お母さんたら。
Your mum just brought Hashida some food and changed her clothes, and didn't say anything to you.
と、兄さんに着替え？差し入れ？はい。
What? Suzuha thought as hard as she could and finally reached an answer.
そうか。
Yuki was talking about Itaru Hashida's mum. Oh! That makes sense. I don't know why, for some reason, that didn't make any sense to me. In other words, Suzuha's grandmother, who she'd never seen except in pictures, but since she told Yuki that she was Itaru's brother, it was natural that she'd make the wrong assumption.
どうしました？なんでもない。
If Itaru had said even a word to her about it, this wouldn't have happened. How stupid. She'd have given him a lecture later. While Suzuha was thinking about the talking to her dad was going to get, Yuki had already started to sympathise with her imagined plight.
鈴葉さん、私いつでも相談に乗りますからね。何でも話してくださ さいね。
For some reason, her eyes were starting to well up.
ありがとう。
Suzuha didn't know how to react to this, but she felt a little embarrassed.
やっぱり優しいんだな、母さんは。
Just like she told Itaru, this place was too comfortable. She was starting to imagine that this life would continue forever, but sending this brief, happy time beyond the horizon of the world line was supposed to be Suzuha's mission. If she didn't, this world would be destroyed. And on that cheery note, I think we'll end the episode. If you like this video, don't forget to leave a like in the section below, and if you want to see more of this, then do subscribe to the channel as I upload every day. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.